Marcelino, I guess, in particular that first half against Idaho on Saturday, I think until their last drive and a half, they had something like 10 total offensive yards. And I know Coach Allen said he would like to have seen a better finish to that first half, but just in general, did you feel like that, the way that most of that game went through, that first half went, was reflective of just kind of how comprehensive this defense can be in terms of stopping the run, forcing passing situations, creating turnovers, sacks, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted to emphasize. That's what we wanted to emphasize this season, or just as a defense altogether. And from the get-go, they got the ball. We got a quick 3-and-out. Then our offense scored. Then we got back out. I think it was a 2-and-out because we got the forced fumble sack, and we got the ball back for our offense to go ahead and score again. And then overall, first half is kind of how we wanted to represent our defense. Then near the end, we give up one touchdown, right? At the end of in the last 30 seconds. Like before, but like in any situation, we didn't want that to happen. But we learned from that mistake. It was really just a loss of focus at the last 30 seconds of the half. And I mean, this week that can't happen. From following, that can't happen. You know, we got Cincinnati, and we have really Big Ten play from that point on. So things like that is unacceptable.
Pete's and Ken.
Marcelino, you've been here quite a long time. You look back at your freshman and sophomore years, and you look at yourself right now, what are you doing better? What have you learned over those years?
Calmness. Yeah. That's it.
Just that?
I mean, I've learned a lot of things, obviously, but just being an understanding teammate, player, controlling my emotions, understanding when it's time to go, when it's time to listen, things of that nature. And so, regardless of what I leave or regardless of how my time in Indiana ends, that's one thing that while I'm still here, I plan to emphasize on in regards to when I see things in my teammates that used to be me in a negative way, like as far as like maybe just being too emotional or being out of place in a certain call or in a certain in a certain play or whatever. And I'm like, I see myself, I'm like, hey, I used to do that my sophomore year. So I try to like urge, bro, don't take the cheese, or hold your emotions, man. Like people see that, learn from me, like so. That's why I say just calmness. It really encompasses things that I feel like I've grown while at Indiana.
Kevin and Beth.
Yeah, 3 takeaways so far for the defense, all on fumbles. Surprising, no interceptions yet, or defense and quarterbacks are maybe being a little careful given how many weeks you guys have had.
Yeah, and that's kind of take it as a compliment. If you're insinuating that the quarterbacks are being careful, but we still want to take the ball. Feel like those plays at Iowa, you can go back to, like, dang, maybe could have took 1 or 2. No, for sure, they were going. And then even at Idaho, there's a few, we left on the table that we need to emphasize on. So, new challenge, new week. Let's go do it.
Bob and Justin.
Going back to something you mentioned just a few seconds ago about being calmer, having a greater sense of peace. Where did that come from? How has it
Just that
manifested?
you can't, no matter how you plan things, it don't go your way. So, and it's not to say that you can't plan things, but to plan it and then stress on it, wasting your time. So I feel like early on, like I would plan, and then stress when I can't lose, you know. But all the while, it's like we're here now, you know. Like the moment right now is what you should focus on. So forget about what's gonna happen 30 minutes from now. Like I got class 30 minutes from now. I'm not gonna stress about that. Like I'm here now. I'm calm right now. I may be late to that class, but I'm doing this. But still, like I'm gonna be calm when the professor's like, "Well, you late," you know. But yeah, so like I'm just taking one breath at a time type mindset, and so that keeps me calm. And just like anyone else, like I'm not gonna be calm every time. You know, you're gonna have bad days, but I just try to like hone in on that. If I need a shoulder to lean on, I have teammates. I have people. You know, I have a foundation of people at home, people here, et cetera, et cetera. So, yeah, man, that's what Elio's about. Having a shoulder to lean on and being a shoulder to lean on. Yeah.
Dustin and Tom, last one, so he's not late for class.
Just how much of a chance have you got to look at Cincinnati so far? What impresses you about Ritter in particular and that offense as a whole?
Well, I can.
My bad, sorry. How much of a chance have you had to look at Cincinnati so far, and what impresses you about the quarterback Ritter in particular and their offense as a whole?
Oh, and they're really good. And you know, Coach Warren, you know, he came from Georgia. They played Cincinnati, so that was one of the first few films that we kind of just as like safety we clicked on because that was the Peach Bowl, right? It was what 19 to 21. Like it was really like close game the whole time. So we were watching that a lot, and they're very, you know, like they pop on screen. The quarterback, he's like 6'4", he's real tall, but when he wants to scramble, man, he can cover ground. He can cover 5 yards a step, and he's fast along with that. So he's covering it like real quick. Their receivers, he throws to every single one of them, so you gotta be alert. And then their running back, number 24. He got blazing speed too, so not only that he can come in and try to, you know, hit you with his, you know, with his shoulders. Once he gets through that hole, he can burst. So they have a collective offensively and defensively, but I'm really focused on the offense, right? But I mean, that's what we're here for. It's competition, you know. So whether it's Cincinnati coming in on Saturday or Cleveland Browns coming in on Saturday, it's still a team. It's still gonna be competitive. Like we're not backing down to nobody, and we're gonna get it going. So we're gonna continue watching film, continue preparing. It's gotta be our best week because it's the next week, it's the next game, it's the next team. So yeah, it's gonna be a great game, man. It's gonna be a lot of running. It's gonna be a lot of passing. That's what I expect because they can do it all day. Like I just said, they have offensive like threats on the receiving end, and they have a threat in the backfield. So yeah, man.
Tom, last one.
You've played a lot of football here, but missed all of last year. So since we haven't talked to you since the summer, what has these first 2 weeks been like being back out on the field, playing in real time, game speed and such? Are you picking right back up where you left off, or has it been a little bit of an adjustment?
It's a mix because before I got hurt, I was with Kane, Womack, and then I come back post injury. Now I'm with Shaw Warren. There's 2 different DCs. Same mindset as far as tackling and take away effort, obviously, but the way we schemed was a little bit different. So with Ken, we had a lot of eyes on QB, a lot of zone, a lot of blitzing. And then with Coach Warren, it's the same concept, but it's more, at least in my end, it's like, it's more still blitzing. It's a lot of man now, a lot more man than usual. than before. So like, when I was preparing, I'm sorry, I zoned out. Oh yeah, but when I was preparing to come back, watching the defense last year, I was seeing like, Jamar Johnson, like just in zone, just reading the quarterback, getting the easy pick, and Taiwan running around getting picked, and everybody getting picked. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna have my eyes on the quarterback, I'm gonna be picking everything. And then when I came back, it was more like I got my eyes on a man, like I can't be looking at the quarterback, I gotta read the man. And so that was something I had to like shape my mindset too. No, I can't be reading the quarterback much. I have to be reading the man. I have to have my technique on point. I have to chase this guy around everywhere. So that was about it. But like as far as getting on the field in Iowa, it was just like it was exciting in the most obvious way. It's like, I get hurt. Then I'm like, oh man, that's my 5th year. Then the team goes crazy, and I'm nowhere a part of it physically. So in that sense of coming back, I'm excited. And as far as the way I felt on the field, it was just like, man, I've been doing this. Like there's no jitters like with the crowds and all. It's like, man, I've been doing this. So like, as far as being anxious and stuff like that, like, oh, like I'm back in the stadium, or when I was in Iowa, or here last night, or last weekend, like, man, I've been doing this. So as far as like when like you maybe in a situation you haven't played in so long, in a whole year, almost 2 years, I almost played, and then stadium's big, crowd, and then post-COVID, everybody coming to the, almost sold out. And, some people might just get anxious, like, dang, like, I ain't seen this in a while. I was like, man, I've been doing this. So in that aspect, I was ready to play. Yeah, for sure. I hope that answered. I kind of rambled a little bit. I lost my concentration a little bit, but I feel like I got that. All right, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.